It was Christmas time, and we had our Christmas program, which a lot of people do. In the program, we actually, the eighth grade class had a play or a skit that we put on, and I served as the preacher for the skit. And in serving as the preacher, I actually closed out the program with a sermon. I didn't write the sermon; I just had to remember it, and I didn't even have to remember it, and just kind of went off on following the script, and read it word for word. In that During that skit, there was something that happened, and as it happened, I noticed that hairs on the back of my neck were standing, and as I went through the skit and finished and closed out with an amen, I just stood there for a minute, and my exact words were, "Whoa." And I looked and made eye contact with two of my friends, and their reaction was, "Whoa." And then during the reception, I was talking to one of our associate pastors, Reverend Don Gilmore, and I told him, I said, "I think I'm supposed to preach." And he said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, I think I'm supposed to preach." And he said, "Well, why would you think that?" And I said, "Something happened up there while doing that program, and it wasn't on the script." And he kind of laughed, and he said, "Well, we should visit a little bit about that." It was interesting that there were people, my peers, classmates, and everyone that would say, "Man, I think you're supposed to be a minister, or you're gonna be a pastor." And I just kind of laughed it off and went on. And as I started to really study the Bible and learn and grow, for me it wasn't a burning bush experience, or where an experience where I was called multiple times, like Samuel, or even where I was blinded and knocked off a horse like Paul. It was just something that over a period of time in my life, God had intentionally put people around me through my journey, that were able to just kind of help me and guide me directly and indirectly towards just the fullness of God's love. My call was centered around other people being responsible and intentional about answering their call, and guiding me to a place that I could fully understand who I was in God, and what God desired of me.